So we're going to talk about acceptance of what we can't control. And this is a huge challenge. And this is actually a practice we need to take with us into the world 24/7. See it as our sadhana, to be able to be accepting of things we cannot control, we cannot change, or that we shouldn't control, even if we could. What do I mean by acceptance? Well, number one, I think it's easy to understand whatever happened in the past can no longer be changed. And we have sometimes a hope that the past would be better. We have to give up the hope for a better past because obviously it can't be changed, and sometimes it's difficult to accept. Now, what happened in the past may be wrong, may be unjust. And acceptance doesn't mean you're condoning it. Acceptance means that it happened, and I don't benefit by dwelling on it or being frustrated about it or wishing it would be different or somehow hoping it can be different. Acceptance is acknowledgement this is how it happened. Sometimes you don't know why it happened. Sometimes you can vaguely understand that Krishna must have wanted this to happen for some reason, but you're not sure what it is, or you kind of guess what it is. But that's not the central point. The central point is, as a spiritual practice, sometimes we have resistance to accepting things as they are. And it's like the false ego, ahankara, I am the doer, wants to control something that it can't control. It's more obvious when something's happening in the present, that at that moment, we can't control it. And there's nothing we can do. It may be that we want to do something, it may be that we should do something, but at that moment, we can't. And sometimes it's very frustrating. We can even become angry or offensive to a person who's doing something that we wish they wouldn't be doing, or saying something we wish they wouldn't be saying because we totally disagree with it. So to accept doesn't mean I have to agree, but to accept is that Krishna is allowing this person to say this. Krishna is allowing this person to do this, and there's nothing I can do about it. I can say what I think. I can give classes and express my understanding. But as far as this person expressing themselves, even if I totally disagree, I can't do anything. And if I don't accept that reality, I can become offensive. I can become very negative. And I can become negative in a way that I degrade myself. So acceptance means this is what's happening at this moment. Whether it's good, whether it's bad, whether I agree or disagree, at this moment it's happening. So there's absolutely nothing I can do but accept it. That's a spiritual practice. That means I'm giving up this need to control. Now, or I'm giving up the need to make something better that I can't make better. So, what need am I giving up? Why do I need to control it? What's going on in me that I have to, I can't accept this situation? These are questions we should ask. Now we have another situation where we're trying to change something that we really can't change. We're trying to change something that we really shouldn't change. And then the opposite of that is we're not changing something that we actually should change. We would be considered irresponsible not to change, or it's something about ourselves. Maybe we have to take ourselves out of the comfort zone to change ourselves, but we're resistant to changing ourselves. So we're putting our consciousness on to trying to change something we can and not changing ourselves when we can. So this is another big challenge. If I'm trying to change something that I shouldn't or I can't, again, it's my need to control, or to be more precisely, my need to be God. As Prabhupada said, that's why you all don't get along, because you want to be God. So that's another challenge. We have to ask ourselves, why do I need to try to change this? Why do I need to try to control this? It's not meant to be controlled by me. I can't control it. There's no advantage to control other than gratifying my false ego. So those two things are big challenges, what I call like essential spiritual challenges or essential spiritual practices. We have to learn this, and then if you look at your life, you'll see Every day there are situations I'd like to control that I can't. Every day there are situations or people that I would like to change, but I can't. And the last one is an interesting thought. I just want to throw at you. I want to ask you a question. Who would you like to fix? Who would you like to change? Are you thinking of someone? Most of us have someone in our mind and say, I wish he were different. I wish she were different. I wish I could change that person. Devotee, non-devotee, whoever it may be. Who do you want to fix? You can't fix them. You can't change them. Why not put energy into changing this guy? This guy, he could use some changing. Why not put that energy in there instead of thinking, oh, I wish he were different. I wish he were different. Think about this guy. Work on him. That'll be beneficial for you. And that won't be false ego. That will be your humility, that you can look at your problem and admit it and say, I'm going to work on myself. Hare Krishna.